We have paged Dr. Paul. Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. So during the holiday frenzy, very easy to overlook safety precautions. We're busy, we're wrapping presents, we've got candles on the go, we've got the trimmings of the tree. So we're trying to keep the children safe this morning. So Dr. Paul has joined us, and as often, it's funny because we do this every year.
Sure.
And every year, unfortunately, still you see children brought into the emergency department with something that's happened, something on the table.
That's right. So tree. The tree is very bright and attractive for kids and pets as well, by the way. But the lights, so electrical safety is very important. The light bulbs need to be out of the reach of kids because they're very, I've seen kids swallow the light bulbs, get electrocuted and so on. So that's very important, not to put many plugs in, so that's electrical safety. In terms of the tree itself, in terms of the ornaments, you see they're nice and shiny, they look like balls. These things can actually break and cut a child, and even the little hook here can choke a child, so that's very important. A lot of the trimmings on the tree, stuff like this, gift wrapping and so on, gifts under the tree as well is important because this type of thing can cut a child. And also when I talk about gift wrapping, the wrapping itself, people tend to put it in the fireplace sometimes. Do not do that because it brings off toxic fumes.
Toxic fumes off of the wrapping
Some of the wrapping paper, yes.
It's probably very common that people take that and throw it into the fireplace.
That's right. That's right. So you shouldn't be doing that.
Okay. So that just takes care of the trees, the wrapping, and just making sure. So if you're looking at toddlers elevating, just elevating it beyond reach level?
Well, beyond reach level, or putting or making sure it's steady because kids can knock it down as well. It's a good point.
Okay. Next thing we want to talk about is the plants, the poinsettias. There are things around.
Exactly. Poinsettias, mistletoe, all these things are potentially toxic to kids. The seeds are toxic, but also the plant leaves can also choke a child. So we've seen kids, it's nice, bright and red, they can put it in their mouth, they can choke. So that's very important, out of the reach of kids.
Okay. Next up, and we're thinking, we've got the candles out. I know you brought one that I'm just going to flip the bottom switch on it, and poof, we've got beautiful candlelight.
That's right. Again, kids can, obviously, it's a fire hazard for the house, obviously, but kids can put, go like this and burn themselves. Again, we see that very often. So the electric, battery-powered light is cool, it's nice, and and sometimes you forget about it, you're not going to cause a fire.
Okay. Now, we're likely going to have people over. We are entertaining, and I've definitely run into this one where the kids have picked up the wrong drink because it looked like their soda, but in fact there were other things in it.
So essentially in the party, there's a lot of things going on, and a lot of kids come in, especially if you bring kids to a party place where they don't have kids, so it's not child-proof. So I've seen kids, look around and even crawl around and pick up a toothpick.
The toothpicks are a major one.
A major one. Nuts, choking on nuts, olive pits that are laid around, after a little buffet and so on. And then the other thing that we've seen is kids actually pick up a glass that's not fully empty, that had beer, wine in it, and drink it, and it's not good for them as well. So that's kind of very important. People tend to forget about the little kids in parties. And then we talk about the older kids in parties in terms of safe partying. Already, the OPP have already arrested hundreds of people over a weekend drinking and driving, so obviously don't drink and drive. But if you're going to have a party, you can be a safe host. So for example, you can offer non-alcoholic beverages. Good idea to have like a bartender so people can't help themselves, limit it, have food around, make arrangements, make sure there's arrangements to go home or either to stay over. So those are the type of things that we want to have so people can enjoy the festive season and not have their kids hurt accidentally or themselves hurt accidentally.
This is really all just those reminders. So sometimes you just need to kind of go, you're right, and fix the house or doing some of the child-proofing, especially if you don't have children, but as you're entertaining, that's more the issues, right? It's when you're going into homes who aren't accustomed to having toddlers or young children around that you run into difficulties.
Exactly. So especially if you're a parent going into such circumstances, even if you're going to grandma's house or whatever for Christmas or New Year, make sure you look around because they're not used to having kids around.
DrPaul.com, is that the best place to go?
Yes,
all this information is listed?
Okay. All the lists.
And you don't want to see them. It's something that you've seen throughout the years. Let's do this safely once again this year. And if you are looking for it, it's the great website, one of the few. Do you still get response from that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The website is very popular, and I get questions from all over the world, especially this time of year. I'm actually tweeting my daily tips of the day, and people are liking them a lot because, again, common sense. And the more you know, the better it is for your health and your kids' health.
Perfect. Always.